I never knew the actual path that God would take me down to say, okay, this is how I'm going to use you to help empower people to thrive. Did not see that full picture in the beginning. But now that I look back at it, it's like, wow, God really did answer that prayer.
Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger. Today's episode, we're chatting with my friend, Giovanna Lady J. Ellison. Tell me about you. How'd you get started in all of this? And a pastor's wife and everything that you're doing. It blows my mind up. You have a podcast, you've written books.
Yeah.
You got a membership site, a coaching membership program. So, but how'd you get there?
Yeah, it's interesting. And you mentioned the pastor's wife bit. I remember, I moved from a little city called Los Angeles to just a little to Montgomery, the birthplace of the civil rights movement. Yep. And there's so much history here. And I knew that when I became a first lady, I didn't want to be the typical first lady. And I wanted to not just, encourage people, but see people take action from what they were taught and what they learned. So I prayed that prayer when I first moved here over 13 years ago.
Did you guys move there for the church, or what caused the move?
Yeah, no, great question. My husband was already here.
Okay.
So he was already here. He had all these churches already. Wow. And so, it was an already established ministry. And then I came in on this new, young, bushy-tailed bride coming in. And it was such a process. And I wrote a few books about it and did a few podcast episodes about it. And actually, the newest project I'm working on is called Thriving Through Transition. So anybody who's going through a significant period of transition, whether it's moving from one state to another, whether it's changing roles, identity roles, whatever it may be, whether it's in your business or your personal life. I've been through transition in several segments. And I think that God has given me something to share with people to help empower them as they go through transition. So it's just quite the journey. And I prayed that prayer over 13 years ago and haven't looked back. I never knew the actual path that God would take me down to say, okay, this is how I'm going to use you to help empower people to thrive. Did not see that full picture in the beginning. But now that I look back at it, it's like, wow, God really did answer that prayer.
So what did it look like? So you're being a pastor's wife, then what was that process of like, hey, I'm going to have a BIP day now and I'm coaching people? How'd you make that transition?
That's a great question. I started teaching a little ladies Bible study. So, the thing, it's common in many churches, the first lady or the pastor's wife to do something significant with the women's ministry. So for me, I started teaching a Thursday ladies Bible study, still do it to this day. When the pandemic started, we moved it online. We usually had about 50 women come out on their lunch break at 12 noon.
Was that something you were excited about? Because you said it's like expected of a pastor's wife to do that. So I'm curious if there was like, well, I'm the pastor's wife, I need to do this. Or if it was like, no, I'm excited about this. I get to be in this role.
You know what? I was not dreading it. I was excited about it. I handled it more like, God, thank you for this opportunity. Now give me how to handle this opportunity. Yeah. So I looked forward to it. And it's so funny. So we averaged about 50 women came out on their lunch break pre-COVID. And then once COVID started, we moved it online and we grew to about 700 women in the group online. So, and we're still doing it we do our Bible study, we do our prayers and teaching and all that.
Are these all ladies in your church, or has it branched out to other ladies in other churches now?
Great question. It's branched out to other ladies in other churches. And even before, when we were doing it in person, I would always invite other women from other churches as well, not just limiting it just to one. So that was amazing just to be able to do that. So I started with a little ladies Bible study and taught that, 13 years now, I've been consistent doing that ever since I moved here. And I'm telling you, as I began to read books, as I began to learn, I was listening to podcasts like Entree Leadership, Dan's, Michael Hyatt's, all these different people that we know and love. And as I began to learn, I wanted to pour what I was learning into the ladies that I was teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so I began to tell them, hey, this is what I'm picking up over here. This is what I'm learning. So I let them know, hey, those of you who want to know more about this side of business, of, living out a life and a business that you love, then, hey, I'm going to do a VIP day. And what the VIP day was, they came out, they were treated like VIPs. I'm a big believer in giving people the VIP treatment, especially your one-on-one clients, if you have one-on-one clients. And we had about 52 ladies come out that first day. And it just blossomed from there.
What does a VIP day look like, and how can other people put that into their business?
Absolutely. So my first VIP day was just an evening. It was a 4-hour event. So it wasn't a full day thing. It was a 4-hour event. We had it at a luxury hotel here in the city where they could get away from their, environment and just come feel pampered. We provided hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. And really what it was 4 hours of deep dive immersion into a single focus of a single topic.
And you taught the whole time?
And I taught the whole time. I didn't bring in any guest speakers. I was teaching them the whole time. And now to market it, it's important that you do it to a warm audience. And I had flyers prepared. I still have that first flyer over there in my file cabinet. And I said, okay, for you to come to this event, it's a $497 value, or $297, I can't remember. And I talked it up really good, again, to people, a warm audience. And then I said, now for all of you that are here, get a pen out. Okay, you guys got your pen? Great. Now I want everybody to cross out the 2.
Awesome.
And for those that, so it became an immediate 97. And so, I gave them a deadline to sign up by and had a PayPal button. I mean, we were not anything fancy. And it just blossomed from there. Now VIP days look very different.
Sure.
Where it's a full weekend immersion experience, and there's different topics. So it's an amazing thing.
Was that first event profitable with having to go to do the dinner and all that?
No, we broke even.
That's okay though.
I definitely learned my lessons about what to invest in and what not to invest in. But it was a huge boost of confidence and profitability.
I love how you just tried it. Hey, let's just do this. Did you have any expectation that there were going to be 52? Did you know if there was going to be, you have a certain number in mind?
I did not. It's so funny because I did not have, okay, I want to get this many people in the room. I did not have that. I just had a heart to serve.
Yes.
And that's where it came from. And I really believe that's one of the reasons why it was successful, because I had a heart to serve. But at this end, I also gave clear objectives and clear directions. So I let everybody know, okay, if you want to come to this event, you need to sign up by this date at this time. I even gave a time where they needed to sign up by. And here's the thing. It wasn't false scarcity. So, if I said that you need to sign up by Friday at 8 p.m., the doors closed, then the doors really did close at Friday at 8 p.m. And because I kept my word in honoring that, they took me serious. And when I had the next event, which we called a deep dive event, they're like, okay, I really need to get in and do this because I know that, I can't get the blue light backdoor special, if you will.
Yeah. So your very first thing, a paid thing, was a live event, right?
Yes.
Very first. Wow.
Because I just started with my people.
Right.
And everybody's not going to have a ladies' Bible study audience. Everybody's not going to have a church audience or business audience. And so your path to building your people may look different than mine, but regardless, the principle remains the same. Absolutely. Start with your people, build that trust, because relationship precedes transaction.
Yes.
So many people love to just hop into buy this, click this, do this. And my goodness, for when I first started, so many of my emails were about that. And we can talk about that later. But when you start with your people, it makes the process of sales so much better because people have come to know, love, and trust you.
Yes. Okay. All right. So the VIP day, what was after that? What was the next business step for you?
It was called a deep dive VIP day.
Okay.
So kept it very simple. Yeah. So one of the things I learned, and of course, like I said, I was learning through this whole process, was that every event should be about the next event, whether that's an in-person thing or it's an online thing, whatever. So I offered a deep dive event. That one was a higher ticket point.
Did you sell that at the first VIP day?
Absolutely.
Okay. You already had that upsell in mind.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. And we had of the 52, 12 signed up at a $2,497 price point.
That's awesome. Wow. Now you're profitable.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Now that was just one full day. That was an entire
Okay.
full day.
Wait. Okay. That's all. This is amazing because that's a big price point. How did you mentally make I'm thinking, okay, you're a pastor's wife. You're so used to giving things out for free. The Bible study's free every single week. Free. Then you went to $97. Not too bad. That's not mentally not a big hurdle, but $24.97 is going to be a huge hurdle in a lot of people's minds. How'd you even have the guts to charge that much?
Yeah.
And even just be able to offer it for that much for.
I did not think about the pricing in terms of $2,497. I thought about it in terms of the transformation that I knew my clients would experience, because I wasn't dealing with this quote, they talk about imposter syndrome, but I was doing the work.
Yes.
So when you do the work, it builds the confidence. And so I knew that the transformation that they would get was worth that value. Now, keep this in mind, for those that signed up there, I did offer an early, not an early, but a prepay kind of thing. So if you signed up by this date, you'll save $500 off of the $2,497. But I think when it comes to pricing, so much of pricing has to deal with your belief in yourself.
Yes, it does.
Rather than what you think people would necessarily sign up and pay for. So again, it came from, people saying, I want more of this. Yes, I'm raising my hand, and just moving into that. Yes, I was listening to amazing coaches, trainers, and teachers, books galore. I was reading and studying people like Marshawn Evans Daniels, Suzanne Evans, Entre Leadership. So and just felt like, hey, you just got to do it. And at the end of the day, all you can get is a no. And sometimes you just have to get really good at collecting no's. So that you can finally get to the yes.
Yeah. Did you make people pay all at once, or was there a payment plan available?
Yeah, there was a payment plan available.
That's good.
There definitely was.
That's awesome. Well, that's just really, really fascinating to know that just go from, because I get so many ministers that are like, I don't know, they like even gulp at $97 because they're so used to just pouring out for free. But it is about that transformation.
And then also I started adding in my membership site, because my time was just becoming, I valued my time. And when you've only got so many hours in the day to coach people one-on-one. So how can I serve one-to-many instead of just one-on-one? So I decided to start Maximum Potential Academy, which became my membership site, which we then took into my mastermind, which we then took into a program called Thrivers 365, which is very much like Maximum Potential Academy. So it just became, product stacking, if you will. Realizing that you can continue to serve people, but everybody's not going to be able to afford a $2,500 product. So it's so important for me, because I have a heart to serve and give, that I have a $49 product that someone who I believe in can invest in and say, hey, I may not be able to buy this thing over here, but I can get into your membership program for $49 a month. Or if you don't have that, you can listen to my free podcast. You can get my free newsletters. You can get all this other stuff that I offer for free. And hey, guess what? Even though I have my business over here, I'm still doing my little ladies Bible study, and that's for free. Right? Because it's so important that you continue to nurture that thing that helped get you where you are in the first place.
Absolutely. So you did the live events, and then you brought in the one-on-one coaching, and the membership came after that.
Yes.
That's usually flipped. Usually the membership's first, then we'll do some live event, then we'll do some coaching, then we'll do live events or somewhere like that. But you just started, like you said, you started with your people. They were, you already had those relationships built. I love talking about streams of income. So it sounds like are you still doing the live events? Probably not like last year.
Exactly. We had the most amazing Thrive Summit in 2019. So that was the live event. We had it here. Montgomery had speakers fly in from all over. It was an amazing live event. My mom, she was celebrating her 70th birthday party. She didn't know that I was going to surprise her with a surprise birthday party. And that to me was just the highlight of the whole conference, just being able to pour into her.
Did that beat surprising her with the car in San Diego?
You remember that?
Of course.
Yes. I think it was right along the same lines. She's still thanking me for that car to this day. Which Streams of Income, your book, which I gave to everybody at the Thrive Summit, you were so generous.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Everybody at the Thrive Summit got a copy of your book. And I remember in one of the segments, I said something like, because when you have multiple streams of income, you're able to do things like buy your mom a car, you know, and because you're able to pour into those people that you really love. When you do work that you love. And so that book, I mean, it just really helped so many people, and I've been able to share it. I give it away and bless other people with it. So thank you for writing it.
You're so welcome. Yeah, I love talking about streams of income because you don't want to have just one. It's not, I don't think it's wise at all. So you got the live events, you've got one-on-one coaching, a mastermind group, a membership site. What else you got going on?
Oh my goodness. How about
your books are selling? There's 5.
Yes. 5. Oh, you're talking about, yes. So
I mean, if you break down all the books, all the little things, you probably got 25, but like, as far as the major categories of ways income are coming into you.
Right. And we've also got some things that we do just for sales. I love style and fashion. And so I do a little bit of that on the side as well, which is completely not business related.
Right.
But to me, it's just fun and something that brings me joy in life. So I enjoy doing that. And with other streams of income. So it has been that, along with being in ministry. That's a whole nother element.
That is really cool. And it's not like these are all under like what Dan talks about. It's under one niche. It's not like, you know, on Fridays you got a lemonade stand going on, and on Sunday you're making money, you know, from the church as you know, being in the ministry, and then you got one-on-one coaching. These are all under one umbrella of your brand. Other than maybe the fashion stuff that may be different, but they all go together. They feed each other, don't they?
They do. And that makes it so much easier when one feeds into the other. And one of the things that, you know, I remember when I first started out, I was doing so many different things. Yes, they were all in alignment with the whole coaching, speaking, training model, but I had so many different programs, you know, a deep dive immersion over here, an irresistible coaching program over here, this over here, that over here, that over here. And I learned through experience and time that one of the best ways to be effective is to minimize. And to whittle down your offerings. While it's good to have multiple streams of income, it's also good not to have so many that you get lost in the whole shuffle of things. And so once I whittled down and said, okay, this is how many I want to have, and this is where I want to focus on, while they are all in alignment with the coaching space, it just made life a whole lot easier. And so everything is built around the word thrive. So, you know, the Thrivers 365, the Thrivers Mastermind, and the Thrive Summit. So all those 3 speaking together.
And so that just means that when you're on a podcast or you're speaking in public, you have one focus. You're not sending them to 50 different places. Go here. It's like, just go here.
Exactly.
Hey, Ryan Rieger here. If you're looking for proven real strategies for making money online, then grab my book, Streams of Income. In it, I detail the 3 main ways to make money online. And these are strategies that students of mine all over the world are using to make real money. And the best part is these are strategies that you can get started with $0 and 0 experience. So if you'd like a free copy of my book, Streams of Income, check out the link in the description below.